Heat race number 2 of 3 for the Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mods will grid up like this out of Cottage Grove in the 150. It's Justin Riker. Justin Riker in the Auto Service Express, Weston Performance, Ron Wilson Engineering. Special thanks to David Schmidt, Mark Lymath at Matco Tools, as well as Augustine Construction. Shaw by RW is his chassis. Then the 33, it's the Royalty Core Custom Grill and Truck Parts, Mohawk Metal, Bloom Family Racing, Cutting Edge Illusion, Showtime Graphics and Apparel, GRT by Draeger Chassis out of Lebanon, Dalton Bloom. Starting in third, the 7S, the Brookings Glass, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, the Central Point, Slingshot Performance, Folks Racing Equipment, In Motion Graphics and Designs, Les Schwab Tire Center of Brookings, Top Gear Transmissions, Arneson Engine, State Farm Insurance of Brookings, BMS, Steven Sanders. Starting in fourth, the current Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mod National Point Leader, the A&J Farms, Blue Frog Realty, Paradise Painting, LB Hamilton Cattle Ranch, El Dorado Speed Shop, Finley Farms, Easy Carpet and Upholstery, Dennis Perry Trucking, PCD Race Cars, Wrap Racing Enterprises, Dressler Heating and Cooling. That's Wairika, California's Ryan Peary. Andrew Peckham out of Grass Valley, California. The Andrews Paving and Excavating, Fast Rack Hobbies, North Star Trucking, Hogue Racing Shock Service, Large's Metal Fabrication, Les Schwab Tire Center, Steel City Motorsports, El Dorado Speed Shop, GRT. 15P of Andrew Pierce, F&D Motorsports, Asphalt Surfacing Incorporated, Vaca Valley Excavating, Pro Motorsports, Kellen Chadwick Motorsports, Rage Chassis out of Oakley, California. Green is out, and here we go. And the last car in the lineup is Trevor Points and the TR Points Trucking, Shapers Racing Oil, Driving Force Graphics, Wizards Transmissions, Razor. Justin Riker in the 150 gets out to the early race lead. Steven Sanders currently in the runner-up spot. As Ryan Peary in the 21P battles with Dalton Bloom. Peary going to get sideways. Peary goes through the infield. And it'll be Peckham in the 75 coming to a halt in turns 1 and 2. And caution is out with 1 lap complete. And 7 to go. Andrew Peckham in the 75 getting sideways in turns 1 and 2, resulting in the first stoppage of this race. Justin Riker is the pace setter. Andrew Peckham in car 75. Just a handful of starts this year in main events, all coming at Cocopah Speedway in Somerton, Arizona. Two cars in this race in the top 10 in Friesen Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mod National Points. You've got the point leader in the entire country, Ryan Peary, with 15 main event wins, spanning from the state of Oregon, California, Arizona, and Nevada. And you've got Andrew Pierce that is currently situated 7th in national points. Want to welcome our viewing audience on this Facebook Live look-in for the first night of the 2022 Wild West Shootout, the IMCA Wild West Shootout here at Coos Bay Speedway. This is heat race number 2 for the Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mods. Justin Riker leading, Steven Sanders, Dalton Bloom second and third, then Andrew Pierce, Trevor Points, Ryan Peary, and Andrew Peckham. The rest of the restart order, 7 laps to go. Green is out. Dalton Bloom trying to make the wide pass on the 7S of Steven Sanders as Andrew Peckham getting some speed on the bottom in the 15P, looking to get by Sanders. Sanders gets sideways in front of Pierce. And for the second time in this race, the yellow flag will be displayed, and in a separate incident in turn 2, the 33 of Dalton Bloom goes sideways. We'll see what race officials score. The initial yellow was the 7S of Steven Sanders spinning while running in second. So Justin Riker is still the race leader. And I think that's going to put Dalton Bloom into P2. We'll see what race officials score here. Justin Riker has 4 main event starts this year, 1 podium finish. That was it. A third-place result at Willamette Speedway, a top 10 at Winnemucca Regional Raceway in Nevada, and 2 feature starts at Cottage Grove Speedway, 1 resulting in a top 10. Average finish in a main event is 8th place for your leader in the 150. So Dalton Bloom is second, Andrew Pierce third, Trevor Points, Ryan Peary, Andrew Peckham, and Steven Sanders. Those are your 7 cars involved. All cars on the lead lap. 7 laps still to go. 1 has officially been registered complete. Dalton Bloom trying to go around the outside of Andrew Pierce. Bloom way high. And Ryan Peary, Trevor Points, Andrew Peckham will make it underneath them as Ryan Peary will move up to third. Andrew Peckham trying to hunt down your race leader, Andrew Pierce in the 15P trying to hunt down your race leader, Justin Riker for the top spot. Ryan Peary also in that 3-car breakaway. Andrew Peckham is fourth as there's the opening that Andrew Pierce was patiently waiting for. Andrew Pierce to the front. Pierce is the leader. Ryan Peary drag races with Justin Riker for second. Some of the toughest customers in Speedway Motors IMC Weekly Racing are at the front of this one in this Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mod Division. Andrew Pierce, Ryan Peary run first and second. Justin Riker third. Andrew Peckham fourth. Trevor Points fifth. Steven Sanders and Dalton Bloom the rest of the running order. Five laps down and 3 to go as Peckham in the 75 trying to make some magic happen to make it an all-California top 3 if he can get past Justin Riker. Riker denying him the opportunity right now. Trevor Points is fourth. Dalton Bloom trying to put some heat on the 7S of Steven Sanders for fifth. For sixth place. As Andrew Peckham and Justin Riker get together in turns 3 and 4, Riker gets sideways, and the yellow will come out yet again. Here in heat race number 2 for the Friesen Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Six laps complete and 2 remaining here for heat race number 2 for the Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mods. Andrew Pierce is the race leader. Ryan Peary is second. Third is going to be Trevor Points. Fourth, Steven Sanders. Fifth is the 33 of Dalton Bloom. Sixth will be the 150 of Justin Riker. And the 75 of Andrew Peckham. Unfortunately, second involvement in a caution, and that is the reason being told by race officials why he is off the racetrack. Delaware double file restart is coming up. Andrew Peckham from Andrew Pierce, from Oakley, California. His father, Brian Pierce, longtime racer, and his uncle, Kellen Chadwick, former champion with the Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds. Out of turn number 4, green flag is out. Here we go. Good restart for Andrew Pierce as Ryan Peary in the 21P is going to close the gap. Your top 2 cars starting to separate. Just as I say that, Ryan Peary in the 21P trying to make some magic downstairs underneath Andrew Peckham for position number 1. Trevor Points third. Trying to fend off the 33 of Dalton Bloom for the position. Behind them, it's Steven Sanders and Justin Riker. Ryan Peary elected to go to the inside of Andrew Pierce. As the checkered flag is going to drop, Andrew Pierce is going to win it. Ryan Peary finishes second, Trevor Points third, Dalton Bloom fourth, Justin Riker fifth, Steven Sanders is sixth, Andrew Peckham will finish in seventh. Third and final heat race for the Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mods, and we'll keep it on our book live look-in. If you enjoy the action, you can order it on imca.tv. That'll be providing live lap-to-lap coverage all week long. The E3 of Ray Bloom and the Royal Decor Custom Grill and Truck Parts, Mohawk Metal, Bloom Family Racing, Cutting Edge Illusions, Showtime Graphics and Apparel, E3 BMS chassis out of Cresswell. That is Ray Bloom. Outside of him, Trevor Tiffy and the Beckett Management Group, D-Ray Designs, Tiffy Racing, Rap Racing Enterprises, Delta Transmissions, Kleiman's Motorsports, Baxter's Auto Parts, GRT. 12I, Isaac Sanders, Brookings Glass, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, Essential Point, Slingshot Performance, Top Gear Transmissions, Folks Racing Equipment, In Motion Graphics and Design, Les Schwab Tire Center of Brookings, Arneson Engine, State Farm Insurance of Brookings Jet Chassis. Isaac Sanders starts third. Tanner Crowling in the Duncan Automotive, Pioneer Auto Salvage, STMF Customs, Shockwave Shock Service, X Factor Chassis out of La Center, Washington. Garrett Craig in the Royal Decor Custom Grill and Truck Parts, Mohawk Metal, Bloom Family Racing, Cutting Edge Illusions, BMS out of Veneta starts in fifth in car number 3. The 188 out of Pacheco, California, Kenny Schrader, Cutting Loose Hair by Janice, Cal York Construction, DeCarlo Racing Products, Wilcom Low Voltage Design and Installation, Roseberry Car Care, Advanced Voice and Data, GRT in the 2M. That is Matt Sanders out of Brookings, your current KMJ Performance Oregon State Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mod point leader. In the Brookings Glass, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, the Central Point Slingshot Performance 2M Jet Chassis from Brookings. Ray Bloom, Trevor Tiffy, front row. Green flag is in the air. 8 laps the distance for heat race number 3 for the Friesen Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Ray Bloom to the point. Trevor Tiffy and Isaac Sanders fighting hard for second as Tanner Crowling in the orange and blue number 8 trying to move further towards the front. We've got trouble in turn 4. It's Garrett Craig. Garrett Craig spinning in the fourth turn, second set of corners, and that'll result in the first stoppage of this race. 0 laps complete, so it'll be a complete restart coming up for the field. Headed into this week for the Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mods. The KMJ Performance Oregon State points sees Matt Sanders with a 21-point advantage over both Isaac Sanders and Daniel Ray. They are tied for position number 2 in the point standings. And then Brandon Norton and Trevor Points tied for 4th in state points. Kevin Williamson, Ray Bloom, Jordan Henry, and Garrett Craig, the rest of the top 10. Here we go, green flag. And this one is back underway. Ray Bloom in the E3 gets to the front. Ray Bloom looking to lead lap 1 as Matt Sanders takes the scenic route to the infield, not the route that he wanted to take. And he will come to a halt in the infield. And we will see the yellow flag come back out. Defending Southern Oregon Speedway, Friesen Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mod track champion, Matt Sanders. Zero laps still completed. And after this, we'll have 4 heat races that'll be going 8 laps in distance for the Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds. Ray Bloom this year has a podium finish at Cottage Grove in 4 starts and 1 additional start at Southern Oregon Speedway. Ray Bloom, Trevor Tiffy front row. Ray Bloom, former modified champion here in non-sanctioned competition in 2020. While Trevor Tiffy in the 19, former track champion at Siskiyou Golden Speedway in this same division in 2018. Out of turn 4, Ray Bloom, Trevor Tiffy, take 3. Isaac Sanders to the inside of the 12I, goes side by side with Ray Bloom for position number 1 as Tiffy has to settle for 3rd. Tanner Crawling, soaring on the high side, is currently situated 4th in a battle for 5th between Kenny Schrader and the 188 and the 2M of Matt Sanders. It is going to be Isaac Sanders leading lap number 1. Ray Bloom is 2nd, Trevor Tiffy 3rd, 4th is Matt Sanders in the 2M from the back of the field. Kenny Schrader in the top 5 in the 188. Then you've got Tanner Crawling and Garrett Craig, the rest of the running order. Matt Sanders in the 3rd, and in the 2M entry from just down the 101 on the Oregon and California state border of Brookings. That is also where his brother Isaac Sanders is from, and that is your current race leader here in heat race number 3 for the Friesen Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Second now, give the nod to Matt Sanders in 2M. Can he get past one more car as we're going to be halfway home this time by? 4 down and 4 to go. Matt Sanders started this race in 7th and was involved in an earlier caution and has recovered to position number 2. Isaac Sanders, Matt Sanders, Trevor Tiffy, Tanner Crawling, Ray Bloom, Kenny Schrader, and Garrett Craig, the running order, as Ray Bloom and Tanner Crawling trying to fight for position. It is for 4th place right now. Right now, Tanner Crawling with the advantage. 2 away from the drop of the checkered flag is Isaac Sanders, still a little bit of an advantage over Matt Sanders. The white flag will be displayed for your race leader, Matt Sanders, this time, Isaac Sanders, as I was just about to say. Matt Sanders with a great run in turns 3 and 4. He very well go from worst to first here in heat race number 3 for the Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mods. Matt Sanders giving it all that he's got up top. He's going to go around the outside, and Matt Sanders goes from dead last to the win for heat race number 3 for the Friesen Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Isaac Sanders 2nd, Trevor Tiffy 3rd, Tanner Crawling in 4th. 5th is Ray Bloom, 6th Kenny Schrader, and 7th for Garrett Craig. How about it, race fans? And he was even involved in an incident during the race. Matt Sanders out of Brookings, your current KMJ Performance Oregon State point leader, headed into the Wild West Shootout, is your winner for the 3rd and final heat race for the Friesen Performance IMC Northern Sport Mods. Heat race number 1 of 4 for the IMC Modifieds, presented by Friesen Performance. Your defending KMJ Performance State Champion is going to be on the inside pole. It's the TL Morgan Motors, Mike Crawford Trucking, Commercial Metal Products, Dirt Oval TV, D-Ray Designs, Eugene Gutter Service, GRT by Phillips Chassis, Jake Maiden out of Springfield, also defending track champion at Willamette Speedway in Lebanon. And the 27A EH, that is, the Apple Computers, Amazon Company, Google Logistics, QID Limited, QMPC Limited, Superior Concrete, Alien Race Car Chassis, Lawrence O'Connor out of Port Hardy, British Columbia, Canada. And we may have a drive line that has been spat out, and my guess would be for the 4TH of John Player. Starting 3rd will be car number 3 out of Cottage Grove, the Rose Logging, Anvil Auto Repair and Off-Road, Rigid Industries, Pacific Rubber, Rayburn Chassis, Jeremy DeGroot. Jeremy DeGroot out of Cottage Grove starts 3rd, and it'll be the 3L to his outside out of Santa Maria, California, the Alpine Refrigeration, Jared Dominguez Welding, El Dorado Speed Shop, Apodaca Paving, LB Designs, 3D Painting, Pacific Development, Golfus Racing, Brand Creative West, Building Signs, ATI Construction, Johnny Fab Bodies, PCD Chassis of Ryan Lauer. Ryan Lauer in the 3L will start in 4th. The 58 out of Woodland, Washington, and the Reed's Automotive LG2 Chassis, that is Devin Reed. To his outside, starting in 6th, scheduled, John Player and the Kirk Racing, Ashley Family Racing, B&R Sheet Metal D&M Chassis. Special thanks, in his words, to the old lady. John Player out of Springfield. 4th and final row out of Oakley, California, the Delta Transmission. Joe Blade Enterprises, All Spec Sheet Metal, Roof Tile Customs, Specialists Incorporated, Steel City Motorsports, GRT of Buddy Ness, and last but not least, Brad Martin, former winner here in the Racers Fine Foods, Wayne Martin Floor Covering, Western Pacific Wood Trim, DFI Performance, Highway Fuel Co. PCD. Brad Martin is out of Warren. So it looks like we are reduced to 7 cars for 8 laps for the first of 4 heat races for the Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds. Jake Maiden In the 5M, the defending KMJ Performance Oregon State champion, as well as Willamette Speedway track champion, is on the inside. He's also a two-time Cottage Grove Speedway modified track champion, winning back-to-back in 2018 and 19. And to his outside, it's the former Canadian flat track national champion in motorcycle racing. Also championships at Saratoga Speedway, Sun Valley Speedway, and Triport Speedway. As a two-time modified champion at Skagit Speedway, Lawrence O'Connor. Out of turn number 4. Green is out, and here we go. Lawrence O'Connor on the outside, trying to take the advantage away from Jake Maiden, but Jake Maiden answers strongly on the exit of turn number 2 via the low line. It's Jake Maiden, your leader of lap number 1. Trouble for Devin Reed getting sideways in turns 3 and 4, and that is going to result in caution number 1 here in heat race number 1 for the Friesen Performance IMC Modifieds. Zero laps complete, and it'll be a complete restart with Maiden and O'Connor on the front row. Devin Reed, if I'm looking at my data correctly, looking for his first start in the state of Oregon this year. He's got 2 starts at Grays Harbor Raceway in Elmo, Washington. 1 have been a top 10. It's his only top 10 of the season. He has 3 starts at Central Arizona Speedway this year in Casa Grande, and 2 starts at Colorado Speedway in Hanford, California, and 1 feature start, a 14th place result at Thunderbolt Raceway in Tulare, California earlier this year. Talking about Devin Reed, the 58 machine is Jake Maiden, Lawrence O'Connor side by side. Here is our second attempt to get the first lap complete here in heat number 1 for the Friesen Performance IMC Modified. Begins right now. Good start for the 5M of Jake Maiden as Lawrence O'Connor tries to duck down. Jeremy DeGroot in the 3 gets sideways. And we are going to see another caution fly bit for Jeremy DeGroot in car number 3. And we still have 0 down. So same front row with Maiden and O'Connor, the front pairing. It's the Beaver State against the Pacific Province. Jake Maiden has 1 win this year already in 4 starts at Cottage Grove Speedway. His only podium finish of the year, 4 top 5s, 4 top 10s in 4 starts, and 1 top 10 performance at Southern Oregon Speedway in White City in his only start down there. Entering the week, he is second in KMJ Performance Oregon State points, trailing Paul Colt by a mere 16 points. And a heartbreaker for the guy entering third in state standings that was supposed to start this one in 6th, John Player. We hope to see him later on in the program in the 4TH as Jake Maiden and Lawrence O'Connor. Third attempt to get the first lap complete begins now. Chesterness on the 28K. Has 3rd place secured. Now he's going to go after Lawrence O'Connor for second as Jake Maiden has the race lead secured. Jake Maiden at the point leads lap number 1. Chesterness on the bottom. Lawrence O'Connor up top. Niss in the 28K going to try his luck on the high side of the racing surface. As Buddy Niss and Lawrence O'Connor going after it, now coming in to make it a 3-car affair, the 19 of Brad Martin. Ryan Lauer running in 5th, and it's Devin Reed and Jeremy DeGroot for the rest of the running order. Jake Maiden the 5M, half a straightaway advantage over Buddy Niss. Buddy Niss, the 2019 Antioch Speedway Modified Track Champion, trying to fend off Lawrence O'Connor and Brad Martin. Ryan Lauer in the 3L, way wide out of turn number 4, and he is going to lose 5th place to the 58 of Devin Reed. This time around we'll be past the halfway mark. It'll mark 5 laps complete if everybody can make it through, and 3 to go. Jake Maiden, Buddy Niss, Lawrence O'Connor, Brad Martin in that fight for 5th. As Reed gets a little wide, it allows Ryan Lauer to come back into the picture. Jeremy DeGroot rounds up the running order in 7th as Buddy Niss has reeled in your pace setter Jake Maiden. He's running out of time as the white flag is going to be displayed this time around for the bandit Jake Maiden. Yellow flag though, as we will not see the white flag wave. Ryan Lauer gets sideways in turn number 2. Caution is out. Ryan Lauer, the cause of the 3rd stoppage of this race, was battling with Devin Reed for 5th for much of that last green flag run. Jake Maiden shows the way. Buddy Niss is 2nd. Lawrence O'Connor 3rd. Brad Martin is 4th. 5th place belongs to Devin Reed. Then you've got Jeremy DeGroot and Ryan Lauer, the rest of the restart order. Ryan Lauer does have 1 top 10 finish this year in his lone start. If I'm looking at my records right, Ventura Raceway, one of the most gorgeous and scenic racetracks in the entire country, just a few hundred feet away from the ocean. Jake Maiden, the 5M, gets back on the loud pedal. Delaware double file restart with 5 laps complete, 3 to go. Lawrence O'Connor trying to reclaim 2nd from Buddy Niss, as it is currently Jake Maiden showing the way. Niss on the top shelf, trying to wind it up and get some momentum swinging in his favor. Brad Martin has 3rd place secured in the 2016 winner here. Brad Martin. Lawrence O'Connor is in 4th. 5th is Devin Reed, as Niss on the high side, coming to the checkered flag. It is going to be Jake Maiden winning it by half a car length. Buddy Niss will finish 2nd. Brad Martin 3rd. Lawrence O'Connor 4th, Ryan Lauer 5th, Devin Reed 6th, and 7th will be Jeremy DeGroot for the finishing order of heat race number 1 for the Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds. Heat race number 2, it's going to be our final for the live look, and if you like what you're seeing, you want to see more, go on to imca.tv. And they've also got plenty of other action you can subscribe to, including the Speedway Motors IMCA Super Nationals, fueled by Casey's, the Harris Clash, IMCA.TV Winter Nationals. That's IMCA.TV, where America comes to watch racing. Tom Elam in the Bills Built number 8 car out of Powers will be your inside pole sitter. To his outside will be the 17 out of Wairika, California, Tom O'Gorman. Michelle O'Gorman, 31 bags. Sheffy Machine, Miller Racing, RMO Construction. Mario Gorman at Cornerstone Realty. Special thanks to family and friends and his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Tom O'Gorman running a Rayburn chassis. The 5W, Jesse Williamson, the winner last night at Southern Oregon Speedway in White City. Coburg Distillery, Custom Powder Works, Powder Coating, Furniture Options, STMF Customs, James Gang Pizza, Superior Fuel Cells, STMF Chassis. He is the all-time winningest driver in wins and championships with this division. Out of Otis, it is the Whistler Construction, All-Purpose Storage, Knotworks Construction, Mark's RV Repair, Meredith Lodging, Otis Market and Fueling, Lincoln City, Salem Liquor Outlet, RK Concrete Construction, U.S. Market, GRT by Phillips Chassis of Ian Whistler in car 28. Then you've got the V13 of Gray Ferrando, scheduled to start 5th. He is out of state in the Go Plumbing and Heating, Precision Performance Suspensions, Donofrio Skyline Ford, Hoppus Motorsports Rage Chassis. Special thanks to his lovely wife, Kersey. The 21J, it's the Chuck Braceland Trucking, Ken Scales Automotive, STMF Customs, Estermata Logging, Cook Crane Company, Gadget Construction, Visual Effects, Design and Graphics, Superior Fuel Cells, Dusty's Transmissions, STMF Chassis out of Rogue River, John D. Benedetti. In the 82, that is Eston Whistler out of Otis, Whistler Construction, All-Purpose Storage, Knotworks Construction, Mark's RV Repair, Meredith Lodging, Otis Market and Fueling, Lincoln City, Salem Liquor Outlets, RK Concrete Construction, U.S. Market, GRT Phillips Chassis, and last but not least, it looks like not answering the call, but it's Paul Culp running the Superior Race Car Chassis, DK&J Construction, Tanks, Concrete Pumping, Superior Fuel Cells, the sponsorship for the Cresswell driver. Tom Elam and Tom O'Gorman, the front row. Oregon and California, heat race number 2 for the Friesen Performance IMC Modifieds gets underway, and it is going to be Tom Elam to the front as Gray Ferrando sideways in the V13. Course corrects, but not able to keep going as Jesse Williamson tried to strike below Tom Elam for the race lead. Gray Ferrando sideways in the V13. Gray Ferrando able to get things back going, but unfortunately the yellow flag had waved. So it's the pair of Toms on the front row. Tom Elam, your inside pole sitter. Outside of him, Tom O'Gorman. O'Gorman, the 2011 Modified Track Champion at Siskiyou Golden Speedway in his native Wairika. Second attempt to get the first lap in begins now. Here we go. Good start for Tom Elam again in the 8 car out of Powers. Just not too far from here. Can he hold on to lead the opening lap? It looks like that may be the case. Just as I say that, Jesse Williamson threads the needle downstairs. Jesse Williamson to the W5 to the point. Jesse Williamson leads, and it's nearly 3 wide for third. Now it's going to be a side-by-side battle for second. The 82 of Eston Whistler, who started dead last, is up to the runner-up position. His younger brother, Ian Whistler, in the 28, goes 3 wide with the V13 of Gray Ferrando and Tom Elam for P3. Tom O'Gorman and John D. Benedetti, the rest of the running order. As Jesse Williamson, the leader, as they come to complete lap number 3. The brothers Whistler fighting for second. It's Eston over Ian. Gray Ferrando 4th. 5th, John D. Benedetti. Tom Elam is 6th. And running in 7th, Tom O'Gorman. Williamson will bring us to the halfway point. 4 down and 4 to go. Eston Whistler started in 7th. He is up to position number 2. Ian Whistler 3rd. 4th, Gray Ferrando. 5th, John D. Benedetti. Tom O'Gorman able to get around Tom Elam for position number 6. Elam currently running in 7th. And that is really the only battle going on in the field as Elam's trying to reclaim it and move back into P6. About to see the white flag displayed as your race leader, Jesse Williamson, will be the first one to see it flapping in the breeze. 7 laps complete and 1 to go for Jesse Williamson. Eston Whistler is a strong second. Your winner of heat race number 2 for the Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds will be Jesse Williamson out of Coburg. Eston Whistler 2nd, Ian Whistler 3rd, Gray Ferrando 4th, John D. Benedetti 5th. 6th of the line, it'll be Tom O'Gorman beating out the 8 of Tom Elam. And with that, for our live look-in audience on Facebook, we thank you for tuning in. If you want to watch the rest of the program, be sure and go on to imc.tv, buy your viewing pass, not just for tonight, but the whole week. It's just opening night, so you haven't missed much. That's imc.tv, where America comes to watch racing. Heat race number 3 of 4 for the Friesen Performance IMCA Modifieds. It'll be the